My name is Ruth, and my surname is Ramova. And I am not a general YouTuber. I don't usually do. Okay, I have never done any YouTube video. This is my first YouTube video, and I really hope that you guys will like it. I really hope you guys find it beneficial to you. So today I'm going to make this video based on the legal profession or the ethics around the legal profession. I'm not going to go into details about the legal profession, but I'm just going to swave my way around it, and I'm going to specific on one item on the legal ethics name. So when we talk about the legal profession, many people would say in the streets or everywhere in general, they would regard the legal profession as lawyers. Yeah, well, the legal profession, we've got attorneys, we've got advocates, we've got judges, we've got magistrates. Those, legal profession, it encompasses all those people, right? So when we talk about the legal profession, we're talking about a noble and respectful profession. It is a very noble profession, and is a very respectful profession. Even the legal practitioners themselves, they do base their conduct around nobility, and they do base their conduct around respect. So today what I'm going to focus on is what we call ethics. And legal ethics is not really something that regulates the legal profession, but then it is like a way through on how legal practitioners should deal with certain things, like dealing with clients, dealing with money that belongs to the clients, and how to dive certain things. And then when I say dive, I mean like to avoid certain things. So when you see like here there is a thing of impossibility, there's something which is impossible for me to do, I cannot do this, so you have to dive away from that. And it also, ethics also gives legal practitioners solutions when it comes to dealing with something that they think or they're caught in between whether I should or whether I shouldn't. And usually, in those circumstances, the legal ethics will have the answer as to whether you should continue, whether you shouldn't continue, and if it has an impact on your profession, how will it impact your profession, and so on and so forth. So, today, what I'm going to talk to you guys about is what we call legal ethics. Oh, I've mentioned that. Sorry, I meant to say what I'm going to talk about today in legal ethics. Specifically, I'm going to dwell in what we call conflict of interest. Yeah? So for me to simplify it for you guys, conflict of interest, we mean when another client and another client are basically fighting for the honesty of the legal practitioner. Let me put this in a nice example. For example, I've got a client. His name is Mr. John, and then Mr. John comes to me and say, "Can you please advise me on this issue, or can you please represent me in this issue?" And then he tells me that his debts are over what he has, so what he would like for me to do is assist him in applying for sequestration, voluntary sequestration. Ne? And I'm like, okay, Mr. John, it's fine, I will assist you in that. However, let's write down what are your particulars and all those things. So usually you will know who is your client, you will know what they're here about, and you will know the basic information that there is to know about them. And then they, in the consultation room, is probably going to tell you more information. He's going to set out his stories to you, how many people he owes, or how many people he remembers that he owes, and then you're going to make follow up on that, right? And then among that consultation, let's, for example, he's like, I owe Junkie Bed Pty Ltd. And then you realize that no, Junkie Bed Pty Ltd, it is a company which is owned by my friend. I realized that it is owned by my friend, let's say Mr. Sial. Yeah? And then Mr. Sial is my friend, and then he owes the company Junkie Bed Pty Ltd. Mr. John is my client on this side, and then he wants me to help him apply for voluntary sequestration. Yeah? And then now the problem becomes, he is my client. I have to act in the best interest of my client, who is Mr. John. And then here comes a friend of mine. They expect me to be like honest. They expect me to be in their favor always. They are my friend. Ne? So the problem, that is what we call conflict of interest, because now Mr. John wants me to be honest with him. And then here on the other side, Mr. Siao wants me to be honest with him. And I cannot be honest with both of them. And the problem becomes, if I take on Mr. John's case, I didn't tell Mr. John that Mr. CL is my friend. Then, as the matter continues, Mr. John does not get the relief that he was seeking from the court. The question will become, or what will result, is that the moment Mr. John comes to the knowledge that Mr. CL is my friend, Mr. John is going to think that I was biased and I did not act in the best interest of him. I acted in the best interest of my friend. So now that is what we mean by conflict of interest. And it is upon the legal practitioner to outline it to the client that Mr. John, I understand that this is the problem that you have. However, the person you're going against is my friend, and I cannot defend you in this kind of a situation because there is a conflict of interest. Make your client understand what you mean by conflict of interest. Make them see the reason why you're saying you cannot continue with the matter. And then, while you're busy with the process of telling him, explaining to him the conflict of interest, you tell him that, Mr. John, however, I've got this and this and this who are my colleagues. They can assist you in this matter. You refer them to a particular law firm or to another legal practitioner. You can't just leave your client out and dry. Though some people they might do it, but then I don't think it's noble for you to do that. You should advise them that I can't, but however, there is a person who can, and I believe that they will assist you because in this and this, so that you recuse yourself from that case, you stay away from that case, and then you will give your friend advice if you want to give a friend advice. However, you will not be stepping on the boundaries between you and your client, because that is what is the most important thing. That is what you mean by ethics. Whether they are friends, whether they are relatives, whether they are siblings or whatsoever, you put them aside. Do not let your friendship, your family, whatever, your family issues mix with your business. The client is your first priority. Your client, you should act in the best interest of your client. They are